Negative emotions and thoughts can be destructive and very difficult to deal with. So is self-hate. I've been to many therapists who promised help, but I never got any practical tools and I was always left with a feeling of not knowing what to do. So here are 10 practical tips for how to deal with negative thoughts that you can try today. Change the conditions. My number one and the easiest tip for dealing with negative emotions and thoughts is changing the conditions or the environment. This is also one of the most practical ways that can help you with your negative thoughts. Think about what circumstances trigger your negative thoughts, and once you have identified these, you can try to change or eliminate them. This is not always possible, but I highly recommend you try this, because even little changes can make a big difference. Change your perspective. The next tip is to change how you think about things. Mindfulness, meditation, positive thinking, and gratitude are all ways you can practice this. For example, you can have two people with very similar situations, but with very different experiences, because they think about the situations differently. Changing your perspective can put things into perspective and completely change how you feel about a certain situation. Move your awareness. Another tip is to move your awareness away from what is making you feel bad. You can use basic meditation techniques, like being aware of your breath instead of focusing on the negative thoughts and emotions. This might seem difficult at first, but it's really just a question about concentration. So practice meditation when you feel good, and keeping your focus when not feeling good will be a lot easier. Rest with the sensations and thoughts. This is sort of an advanced meditation instruction, but practicing resting in and accepting the negative thoughts and emotions instead of judging them is a great place to be. This can help you create distance from the negative emotions and help you realize that they too will pass and that they are not permanent. This can be difficult, but it's such a useful thing to practice, since this technique can help you be more present in your day-to-day life. Try again and again. Even if the negative emotions only disappear for a moment, count this as success. Look at dealing with your thoughts as training a skill and a habit. The more awareness of negative thoughts that you have, the easier it will be to not get stuck in them. And the more you train in positive thinking or meditation, the easier it will be to deal with negative emotions when they appear. Non-duality. This is another advanced meditation technique which you can use to help with negative emotions. Just like you can be aware of an object, you can start to notice that your present experience is always impermanent, free from attachment and clinging. Negative thoughts and emotions are experiences of rejecting or denying your present reality. So by training in non-duality, you recognize that there is no separation to begin with. All that remains is the pure contentment of this present moment without concepts or judgments. Whatever bad experience you're having, it can be changed to be a more free and spacious experience as it becomes less personal and more non-dual. Be compassionate with yourself. Remember, you should be as compassionate as you possibly can when dealing with negative emotions and thoughts. The easiest way out of negative emotions is always the most compassionate and loving way. So give yourself space and compassion, because dealing with disturbing emotions is not an easy task. Don't focus inwards. Don't try to get out of negative emotions by getting more into them. Don't go in and be tense and hard to get out of it. Instead, focus outwardly. Try to keep your mind as wide and open as possible. Letting go and relaxing by being slower and softer will make transitioning from these emotions a lot easier. Distract yourself. Another way to move your awareness away from negative thinking is by distracting yourself. And this is very common and almost instinctive for a lot of people. And if distraction can help you, I think that's totally fine. It's a great option because it's better to distract yourself than having a panic attack. And then, as we move forward, there are of course better ways to deal with negative emotions, since we might not want to spend our lives lost in distraction, TV, music, or video games. The sooner the better. Start becoming aware of how your negative thinking starts, or notice when the thoughts turn into a negative spiral of disturbing emotions. This way you can deal with the negative emotions as soon as you can feel them coming, which will make them easier to deal with. And you might be able to avoid a panic attack by addressing your emotions in this way using any of the techniques I've mentioned today. For example, if I'm in bed and I notice my well-being starting to go down, I try to go out of bed and do something physical really quickly. This usually stops any negative thoughts at the beginning, and they are a lot easier to stop if I identify them and take action as soon as they appear. Self-hate, negative emotions, and negative thoughts can be extremely destructive and damaging. I spent years trying to figure out how to deal with the overwhelming feelings of self-hate, and I struggled to find useful advice. These are the tools I've used, and it's changed my life from feeling like I couldn't cope and generally feeling really depressed to ultimately feeling free and happy. Please remember that you don't need any reasoning to do the things that make you feel good. The fact that they make you feel good is enough, as long as we keep ethics in mind. Use one, or even better, all of these tips to deal with negative thoughts and emotions. And let me know how it goes. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you find these tips helpful, please like this video and subscribe, just because it helps the YouTube algorithm. See you in the next video.